We're in Toronto. Here, house prices have gone up almost by a third over the past year. Got huge growth in Vancouver as well. And today, the Ontario government announced a tax, 15% tax on foreigners coming to buy houses here. I suppose I have two questions for you. One, is this a bubble, and is this the way to fix it? And the other one is, surely as a Liberal, what's wrong with someone like me coming here to buy a house?
I encourage you to come and move to Canada 15%. And settle and spend all your money and invest and hire more people. I mean, we are open to global investment. I think one of the challenges we are facing, and we certainly saw it a year ago. You can't with a straight face say you're open to global investment on one hand and then charge people 15% if they want to buy a house. Well,
it
depends whether it's speculation or whether it's living to move. And one of the things, moving in to live, the challenge that we're facing is one of, and we saw this more acutely a year ago in Vancouver, a dearth of data on exactly who's doing what and what's doing what. And one of the things people were calling on the federal government to do is, federal government needs to do something. We did a number of things around tightening some of the mortgage rules, but I think there's a recognition that the levers that the federal government has cover the entire country, and the housing market in Vancouver or Toronto is somewhat different than that in Halifax or Saskatoon or even Montreal.
But do you see the housing markets in Toronto, the housing market in Toronto, say, as a bubble? I mean, it looks like one from the outside.
I think we're looking at a time of pressures on housing that need to be alleviated, which is why we, instead of reacting in a short-term level, are reacting with a long-term 10-year housing strategy that's going to build more rental units, going to build more affordable housing. The federal government's investing over $11 billion, and we're going to work with cities to create a stability there that I think people need. People need to be able to afford their homes in the cities that they work.
But which bit worries you most? The idea of this bubble suddenly popping and there being problems that way, or of it continuing to go along and maybe pushing ever more houses out of the reach of the affordability of people?
I think I'll let the housing speculators and experts make determinations around that. My focus is on making sure that for the medium and long term, people in Toronto and across the country can afford their homes. And that means working on the supply side, making sure that we're investing in more rental stock, making sure that we're investing in new constructions of affordable housing so that the market can adjust itself without either popping or crashing.